she's a mess. Rightfully so.
Basically, she don't know her worth. She don't.
And my suspicions were correct. I could do with this in 24 hours, right? No part of this video is going to be formed like a normal, average reading vlog. I'll tell you that right now. What's good, y'all? We're going to do another reading vlog, and this week it's going to be Sean. I've had a couple of Sean's books for a minute. I remember she has 4 books out, but she put them all into one collection. And I was like, knocking out 4 birds with one stone, and I got it so I could read it. So I can't wait to get into that. Okay, so I have this whole series by Sean. This is called the Kingtown series. These are a collection of novellas. There are 4 novellas within this one book. I have this version because I saw on Twitter she was selling all of the collections just in this one thing through her website, and I was like, because I like physical copies of books, and I was like, oh, that's so much easier than just going on my Kindle and then just having to go through and find all the books and just add it to my Kindle. It's not easier. It's just, I just like the physical copy. I would have read it digitally, but I love me a physical book. And I also have these 2 other novellas that aren't a part of this collection. This is Unconditional and Untouchable. These weren't really planned in this reading vlog, but before I film this, my lovely friend Chris sent this to me as a gifted book during Black History Month. Love you, Chris. They're amazing. And I was like, well, I might as well just get the next one and do a reading vlog of it. So maybe these will be in the reading vlog, maybe they won't, but the main contender is really just the Kingstown series. 4 novellas, follows 4 different couples, spicy, and because the novellas, I feel like I could get through these pretty quickly. However, right now, I'm pretty tired, so I might not even start it right now. It is around 4 or 5 p.m. and I want to take a nap, and then maybe I'll get on live and read with Shannon, Amivi, or whoever joins. Yeah, but this one is for sure what we're gonna start with. Everything I said yesterday was BS. It was complete and utter BS. I didn't read a single thing. Tried to take a nap, didn't happen. Tried to read, didn't happen. Needed something to watch, nothing was going on. I had nothing. I was so lost, and I just wanted to, I wanted to sit in silence, but I wanted to close my eyes and sleep, but my brain was like, you're not taking a nap. A nap? You see my dog? Say hi, Robbie. But you know what? Today is a weekend. It's a Saturday. And it's a collection of novellas. There are 4 novellas and then 2 extra novellas. I could do with this in 24 hours, right? 24-hour reading vlog, impromptu 24-hour reading vlog, impromptu 24-hour reading vlog. I could read that in 24 hours. They're novellas. I could read them in 24 hours. I could do it. Now, full length, 500-page chapter book series? No. Novellas. Could I do it? Robbie, do you think I could do it? I'm gonna take your silence as a you believe in me. So yeah. Let's see what happens. It is currently 2:30 p.m. So let's get started. I definitely think, well, if I stop talking to you, then I could definitely finish this in the next 24 hours. We'll see. Completely forgot. The book came with this card. These are all the couples in every novella. The back says. This is what the back says. And on the inside, there's a little note for me. It's nice. So, first novella, really quick, really short. I'm assuming all these are very spicy, but the first one was Second Chance Romance between Majesty and Josiah Webb. So yes, I think we've met at least 3 of the other characters that will be involved in the other novellas. So this is a connected novella series. Do I know if these characters show up in any of this author's previous books? No, I do not. because I feel like there was context explained here that we probably got from other books that are missing. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, short, like literally only like 10 chapters. Spicy second chance romance novella. It's only 345. And the next one is about 14 chapters. Maybe I'll read that in a minute. Maybe I'll go eat. I don't know. Okay, now we're on the second novella, following Midnight and Tyler. Tyler owns a salon, and we meet her in the first book. Midnight has a restaurant next to Josiah Webb's restaurant, and we meet him in the first book. And now she's sitting there, she's like, I don't understand why I can't get a man. Like, I don't know, like something's been different. I used to be able to men just be lining up, and now I can't get nobody. I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. And if this isn't what happened in the next 12 chapters, then you got me. Straight up, he told everyone in that town, you step within a 5-mile radius of Tyler, I will end your life. And then now nobody want to talk to you, baby girl. That's what happened. If that's not what happened, you got me. You got me, Miss Girl. You got me. But I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And I love it. Not even a second later, and my suspicions were correct. And I love it. I love it, yes. I love that energy. It's toxic and I love it. It only works here. It does not work in real life. It only works here. Okay, novella number 2 finished. It is now 8:30. Guys, I took a break to eat. Seems like every novella just gets longer with the last one. This one was between Tyler and Midnight. Midnight and Tyler hooked up several times. And she's still like so afraid of commitment. And he's like, girl, I will treat you right. I will feed you. I own a restaurant. Spicy, short, and sweet. We love it. We love to see it. Next one is between Ryan, which is Tyler's twin sister, and some dude named Bash that we have never met yet. Whether I'm going to read the other 2 novellas that I have from Sean, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it in this video or not. We'll see if I can finish this by midnight. We'll see. But it's only 8:30 right now. So let's get into novella number 3. So it's 10:30. Book 3 has been read. And I think that one's my favorite just because of familiarity. I do think, just based on the entire attitude of the female protagonist, Ryan, I'm like, oh, I relate to you very much so. Very much so. The male protagonist is just like very like built, very big, but it's just a sweetheart. And I also love that as well. It was like the perfect mixture of like very sweet and very spicy. I think that one has like the most depth when it comes to the character. I feel like every time we go on, like they have more depth to them. Because in the first one, it was a second chance romance because the girl was like, well, I want romance. And he's just like, well, I'm not good at romance stuff. And then and he like gets over himself and it ends. And the second one was just this girl was just like really just, I don't know, blocking her own blessings. Let's just say that. And now in the third book, our main girl is just really self-doubtful when it comes to being in relationships or romantic. Basically, she don't know her worth. She don't. And it's always a man's fault. And book 4, which we've been heading up to up until now, is with the main guy's sister in the first one, Josiah's sister, and our third book's male protagonist's brother, and they're secretly dating behind the brother's back. Well, the brother knows she has a girlfriend. Nobody's telling him who the girlfriend is because he just nosy. And then maybe at midnight, I'll finish it and I'll go to bed. It is the longest, I think, out of all of the novellas, but it's also the last one. And then maybe tomorrow I'll read the 2 novellas that I have after, and then I'll show you the books that I got. And yeah, so we'll see what happens if I don't fall asleep. But I think this is gonna be a 24-hour reading vlog, right? This is a 24-hour reading vlog, and I don't want to hear it because I already read slow as is. Reading a 400-page or 300 to 400 page plus books like in a row, I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it without getting distracted every 5 seconds, picking up your phone, wanting to walk away, taking a break. Because obviously you take breaks in between, but I just can't read for like 12 hours straight or 18 hours straight.
without doing something else. And if you are taking like sprints, you're doing like 20 minutes, you pick up a phone, 10 minutes, and you go back. Maybe I just need a formula, but I am the type of person that picks up my phone after every chapter. And maybe that's like the undiagnosed ADHD of me. But yeah, we're going to finish this one and then maybe book call tomorrow when I have energy. I did it. I read 6 books in 24 hours. I did it. I did it. Aren't you proud of me? Are you proud of me? I did it. I did it. I cannot, like... Were they novellas? Sure, whatever. But I did it. So, I can do anything. I can do anything in the world. I'm unstoppable. Can you see my dog? Robbie! Anyway. No, like, I'm actually so proud of myself because I am someone who, one, reads books at a very average pace, I think. My reading wrap up when I first got back into reading was about 93 books. Then last year it was 75 because I was busy and in a big slump during the time that I was busy. But now my reading goal this year is 75. We're up to 16 books already. I am like 4 books ahead of schedule. Look at me. Look at me. And novellas count, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Novellas count. No part of this video is going to be formed like a normal, average reading vlog. I'll tell you that right now. And I would love to discuss what I read, what the books were about. I did try to take little breaks in between and film it how I normally film a reading vlog, but I'm still trying to find my footing. So, before we get into what those books were about, I'm going to show you the books that I bought. I did say I was on a book buying ban. I failed to mention that doesn't include indie authors or indie books. So, I have all these books that I recently acquired. We're going to get into it. I mentioned these books before. I did. But I didn't show you all of them. Obviously, one of the books for this reading vlog, which we will discuss in a minute. It's a standalone friends to lovers romance, black romance. This is The Ordeal of Being Known. From what the tropes listed on the author's Instagram page, it's sports romance. We have a Palestinian main character. We have a mute male main character, a bisexual main character, found family, mutual pining, and I'm very excited to get into it. I only know about this book because when people were talking about all the books that are out by Palestinian authors, I was really looking for a lot of romance, and I saw Diana Quincy had a lot of historical romances, and I'm not really a historical romance person at the moment. And then there's also another author, I'll put their book over here, that has a queer book with a Palestinian main character. And then there was this author, Malia Rose. The picture was of a sister book with like a same style type of cover with the Palestinian main characters that's going to be released. I don't know when, but this book is already released. So I picked this one up. Maybe I can save it for Sports Romance September, or I can be eager and read it as soon as possible. The Ordeal of Being Known explores the loneliness of healing, the pain of acceptance, and the longing for being seen and known. Our two main characters are Jess and Layla. It said it had a very golden retriever, black cat type of relationship, and I'm excited to read this one. Hop, Skip, and a Wedding by Alana Fraser. Now I have another book by Alana Fraser that is currently on my TBR, but then I also saw that she came out with this one. This one's relatively shorter than I expected. The other one is pretty long. It's called Solar Eclipse of the Heart, and I don't think these two books have anything to do with each other because this one does say it's the first out of a series, but it has Friends to Lovers, Slow Burn, Black Romance, Workplace Romance, He Falls First and Falls Hard, something about a wrong arranged marriage. It seems like she's gonna be married to another guy, or engaged, I should say, to another guy. It feels like it's gonna be very angsty with a lot of drama. Next, we have Lipstick and Camera Clicks. If you haven't seen this book everywhere, Where Have You Been? I didn't know the amount of hype that was around this book, because this book came out, and then I was already following the author when they were promoting their book, and when the book released, I didn't think it was gonna get this much hype because it's indie, but everybody just eating this up. Love Triangle, which I'm not too keen on love triangles. I think in my most hated tropes, it's enemies to lovers and also a love triangle. I can't stand it. But we have a black indie author, and it's a black girl being loved on, and look at the cover, look at those braids. Yeah, I'm gonna read it. There's fake dating, best friends, lovers. Clearly, this is gonna take place on a reality TV show, one of those reality dating shows, which another thing I do not like in real life are reality dating shows. I just, when I do read this, I'm gonna need to go into it with the mindset of I'm rooting for neither person within this ship. I can't root for either of them, because what happens is I'll read a book not knowing it's a love triangle, and then I'll root for one person, and then the author will keep writing romantic scenes with the other character that I don't care for. And then I sit there and I'll get angry if it doesn't end up the way I want, and then I'll sit there and I'll be angry if I'm watching this relationship that I don't even want to flourish, and there's no payoff for that. And it's like, what was the point of me? I feel like I've wasted my time. I feel like we wasted my time on this character that I do not care about, and you're also infiltrating the relationship that I want to read. Like, I don't know. But you know what? We have to put that aside, because it's a black girl being loved on, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Love triangle, brother's best friend, reality dating show, fake dating, bunch of fun stuff. And lastly, the Holy Grail. I got her. This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan, the sequel in the Skylander series, releasing March 3rd. And we got an arc. I'm so excited for this. Everybody's saying it's so good. Afro-Latina, MC, single dad. Listen, this is what I'm reading next. When I upload this video, this is what I'll be currently reading. I'm so excited. I was also very impatient because I didn't know if I was going to get this, and I did ask for one, and I may have gotten two. Don't tell, read forever, Bob. Okay, it's between you and me. Okay, back to the reading vlog. Okay, so let's start off with the Kingstown novellas. 4 novellas in here. First novella is His Majesty. Second novella is Midnight. Third novella is called Yours. And the fourth novella is called Cravings. So we are following 4 separate couples who are all in the same friend group. These are very spicy books, by the way. All of the books here, very spicy. First book, we're following Majesty and Webb. Josiah Webb, specifically. Majesty and Webb have been dating for a minute, but they broke up because Majesty wanted a little bit more romance. out of this relationship. And Josiah was like, well, when you got with me, you know I'm not a romantic guy. So she's just like, all right, well, I'm leaving. He does not like that. So for the past 6 months, they've been playing this weird game. You know how this all goes. Like, she can try to see other people. It's not gonna work, is it? It's not gonna work, is it? It's very short, only 10 chapters. And Josiah gets over himself and everything gets resolved fairly quickly. Next book, we follow Tyler and Midnight. I know, Midnight is a strange name. We have Tyler, who is the twin sister of one of the other characters in the next novella. Tyler and Midnight have been hooking up on and off for about like a year, and Midnight's like, girl, I can treat you right. Midnight owns a restaurant, okay? Midnight is a chef. And Tyler's like, afraid of like love and commitment, which has a lot to do with a lot of these books. A lot of these books have a similar theme of we have main characters who don't think they deserve love or they're deserving of love or that they can give love to love and romance to somebody else. That's a common theme throughout a lot of the novellas that I read in the past 24 hours. One of them's always running away from the person that wants to love them fully because they don't think that they deserve that person's love. Midnight is the sibling of Josiah Webb, even though he is a white man. Let's just say he's like adoptive sibling. Yeah, adoptive sibling. The Webb family took him in at a young age, and now they just call everybody, they're just a family. And this novella is much longer than the first one. Tyler and Midnight, do the little dancey dance, and everything gets resolved rather quickly in a nice way. Next novella, between Ryan and Bash. Bash, short for Sebastian. Ryan is a twin sister of Tyler, and Bash is the brother of another character that we're going to meet in a next novella. Ryan and Bash have the biggest crush on each other, back and forth. They met at a book club, but within the town, Ryan owns a salon, and somewhere on the same strip, Bash owns a tattoo parlor. He's a tattoo artist. Bash runs a tattoo shop. He is a tattoo artist. And this novella, really short, majority of it takes place in the same day when Ryan is feeling very under the weather, and Bash, no, since they're like kind of friends, he spends the time just like taking care of her, and then they hook up. Bash is very attractive to Ryan. It's like at some point it's concerning. I'm like, maybe you should go see a doctor about that, because there's like things that are sticking up a lot, and I think you should see somebody. I think you should have saw somebody like a long time ago. And we have Ryan, who has not had a lot of like adventurous sexual experiences and is like very like insecure when it comes to that aspect. But I found them together very cute. Very cute. Again, longer than the previous two novellas. Each novella just gets longer. Last novella, we have Zariah and Gabe. Now, Zariah is the younger sister of Josiah Webb and Midnight. Meanwhile, Gabe is the brother of Sebastian, or Bash. They meet at a movie theater like late at night, and then they like spend some time together, and they've been dating for a minute, and Zariah's siblings do not know about him, but they do know that she's dating somebody, so they're like, who is this guy you're dating? Why would you bring him around? I want to know who he is. She's very much in that headspace of, no, I want to keep him all to myself. I thought the relationship was also very cute. Gabe is a university professor, very intelligent. All of these novellas were extremely spicy and very cute reads. I enjoyed myself a lot. Then I read Unconditional and Untouchable. Now, Unconditional was a gifted copy, so because I thought these two were in a series together, I just purchased this one together so I could do for this reading vlog. But they are, in fact, both separate standalones. None of the characters mentioned here are anywhere within the Kingstown novella series, nor are they within either of these books. But the covers are very pretty. So, in Unconditional, we have a second chance romance following Charlie and Damien. Charlie and Damien had a friends with benefits type of relationship, and when Damien wanted more out of the relationship, Charlie said no. Why? Because she thinks she's unworthy of love. But a year has gone by, they meet up again, and Damien's like, I'm not letting you get away from me this time. Unlike the other novellas This one is just as spicy, but the spice doesn't happen until very like later in the book when they finally get together. There's a lot of good build up in this book, a lot of very cute moments between the characters, building up this romantic relationship. I think I would recommend this one. I recommend all these books. Like, if you want to read them, go ahead. I highly recommend this one. I think this one was my favorite overall. We have Charlie, who is a trust fund baby that has been disowned by her parents because her parents suck. And then we have Damien, who is a very accomplished man, successful. This is really good. This is a really good book. Next one, we have Untouchable. Untouchable follows Tallulah and Pierre. Now, how can I describe Tallulah? Spoiled brat. Spoiled rotten. How would I know? I am also spoiled rotten. Pierre, persistent. At certain points, I wanted him to just, get some self-respect. This is a childhood best friends to friends with benefits to lovers, where again, Tallulah feels that she is not deserving of love due to past trauma. And Pierre's like, I'm in love with you. Every time. Which is like, I feel like this one was the most toxic relationship of just being like, yeah, let's be friends with benefits. And then he's like, I'm in love with you. She's like, uh-huh. Anyway, I'm gonna go on dates and only use you for your ding-dong. From the beginning, when we meet Tallulah, she's a mess. Rightfully so, because the beginning of this book, goodness gracious. And if you're gonna read this isn't really a spoiler, but let me just ask you a question. How would you feel if you were dating someone for 2-3+ years and they said, all right, baby, I'm gonna go on a trip, bye. And you're like, okay, bye. And then a few days later, you look up on your Instagram and he just got married. This is a planned event. There were guests. There's a ring. There's a woman in a dress that doesn't even know you exist. And you're just like, yeah. Honestly, this wasn't my favorite. And I have to say, there's a way this could have ended, or there's a way this could have gone to make it so much better for me, personally. But I don't know. I don't want to say it here. Maybe I'll leave it for the monthly wrap up. But honestly, I just think could have gone way better for me in terms of plot wise. Just because of their like living circumstances. There is a prompt given to Pierre for him to just leave for work. And I really wanted him to take that prompt. I wanted him to leave. I wanted him to like, hey, gain some self-respect. Look at the position you're being put in right now. Maybe take a break for like take a good break and just like leave. Get some time to yourself, some space to think. Like, none of that happened. Which, if that did happen, this book would probably be like fairly longer. It's only looks like this long because of the way the pages are like spaced out. Like there's big spacing between sentences. Yeah, this one didn't do it for me as much as Unconditional did. If I were to rank all of these, this would be my ranking. Unconditional stood out to me, and out of the novellas, I think a majority of them stood out to me except for the first one between Majesty and Webb, His Majesty. That one didn't do it for me as much. Well, that's this week's video. I hope it was coherent. Next reading vlog, we're gonna come back picking out of one of these two TBR jars, because I have plans. I know, I read 6 books in one sitting. Very impressive. No, but in all seriousness, I hope this video was somehow coherent when I edit this. But I need something to post. But I will get into this next, and I'll see you guys in a monthly reading wrap-up video. See you later. Bye! Come here, Bubba. Come here, Angel. Hold on. Bookie. What do you want? Hi, Bookie. Hi, Bookie. What is it? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong, Bookie? What happened? What's wrong? What do you need?